Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, anime, TV shows, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. But before we get into today's video, I am a part of Amazon's influencer program. So if you click the link in the pinned comment below, it'll take you over to my Amazon storefront where you can shop all of my favorite things. So if you want to do a little shopping while also supporting me, click the link in the pinned comment below. Hey, it's been a minute since my last upload. I know. Sorry, I got a new job, so I've been like uber focused on that, and like also like I don't like the idea of like doing my makeup and then taking it off like an hour later because I have to go to work. Like I put a lot of work into my makeup. I like to be able to wear it for the entire day, and like the type of job I have, coming in with like a full beat just like doesn't make any sense. I'm working around kids. This isn't necessary for kids. But like this week, I'm not working at all, so I will be filming a lot. If you have any like video ideas and topics you would like to see me do, definitely comment that, and I have the time right now to film it. Also, I'm really excited because over on my TikTok, I have this really great partnership that should be out either at the end of this week or early next week, and I'm super excited. A brand sent me a bunch of products, got to test them all out. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, like always, if you hear that noise, it's my neighbors doing yard work. Mind you, right? Today is the hottest day out the week. It is 79 degrees. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, it is 79 degrees. We're doing yard work right now. The hottest day of the week. With all the bugs out. My neighbors don't like me. I swear they don't. They were not doing this every day I wasn't filming. But I started filming, now we're doing yard work. So today we are talking about Heartstoppers and its toxic fan base. So about 6 months ago, I had did a video on Netflix original series Heartstopper based on webtoon of the same name. Now, I am a huge fan of the webtoon. The webtoon does play like a slightly pivotal part of me figuring out my sexuality, figuring out I'm bisexual. That was what I was reading at that time of my, figuring myself out. And that webtoon, it helped me a lot. It really, really did, especially, like, it's great. If you're never going to watch the show, I highly, highly recommend reading the webtoon. There are like printed out copies of books if you don't want to like read on your phone. I get it. Reading on your phone is not for everybody. The books are exactly the same and they're great. And then when I found out that like Heartstopper was going to be turned into a TV show, I was so excited because I understood how important the webtoon was for me at my 18, 19-year-old age. And I knew that the show could do that for someone younger than me as well. So I was really excited because there's a lot of great morals and lessons in the webtoon, and I was really excited to see that be adapted into a series. I already did a video, giving my opinions and reviewing the show, so I'm not gonna like run through all of that here, but just really quickly, I did like the show for what it was. I thought it was super cute, very sweet. I definitely feel like it kept the same vibe of the webtoon very well. I think sometimes it is hard to take from paper and put it on screen, but I do think they did a good job of still having that Heartstopper feeling, even if it's not cartoons. The acting is not great. It's not. A lot of these actors, Heartstoppers is their very first gig, and you can tell, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. It was really nice and really sweet, and it has been renewed for 2 more seasons. Now, as much as I love the show, as much as I love the webtoon, I absolutely hate the fandom for Heartstopper, and in particular the fandom for the show, because I feel like the people who really only care about the webtoon are pretty calm and pretty chill, but the people who enjoy the show, something not right with y'all. Y'all a bunch of demons. It is so insane that a show like Heartstoppers, that's about acceptance and self-love and loving the people around you for who they are, has garnered such a nasty, nasty fandom. Now, it's not unusual for it to be almost impossible to have an honest conversation about a piece of media, whether it's a TV show, movie, books, whatever. People have decided to make these things a part of their personality traits. So attacking those things gets really personal to them and they feel like you're attacking them. And it's like, babes, it's a book, it's a movie, it's a TV show. It is not above critique, it is not above criticism, but some people just cannot handle it. Now, maybe I'm just a little bit different because I will say this with my full chest that I am a connoisseur of bad shows. I love a bad TV show. As much as I love a good one, I have a little bit more enjoyment watching a bad show. Also, I'm not afraid to critique the media I like. I like Heartstoppers, but it is not amazing. It is giving CW quality. I will admit that. The acting, like I said in my review, is awful. Some of the worst acting I've seen in a really, really long time. But despite that, I still like it. I still enjoy it. You can do both. You can like something and still say, yeah, but it's kind of a hot mess and this is why. But a lot of people, they can't separate that. You can like something and be critical of it and not be a hater. You have any criticism, you're a hater, you don't get it because it's camp. Oh my God. I absolutely hate the justification of something being bad behind, it's camp, it's camp, it's camp. No, it's not camp. It's a piece of shit, okay? Not every bad show is camp. All right, there's a lot of intention in something that's campy. A lot of this shit was made bad by complete fucking accident. You know what's camp? You know what's a camping movie? But I'm a cheerleader. That is a camping movie done right. It's all purposeful. All purposeful. And it's still amazing. And honestly, it holds up even today. Watch But I'm a Cheerleader. That movie still hit. Because it's done right and it's done well. That is a good camping movie. Scream, the first Scream movie. Maybe the first one, second one, maybe the third one. Maybe. Those are campy movies. They're making fun of the horror genre. That's campy. The other shit y'all be talking about is not campy. It's a bad movie. It's a bad show. That is what it is. It's not camp. They attempted to make something good and it fell flat. That is not camp. I hate that everything that is not good gets slapped under the camp category. That's not what campy means. And y'all have just taken it, gave it a shitty definition, and have like fucked up everything that makes camp what camp is. As someone who enjoys Heartstopper and will be watching the next 2 seasons, I do feel like all the criticism was valid. Personally, I don't think it even got enough criticism because like if you look at like the critics ratings, it's like at 100%, and that is insane to me. The story is there, but the acting is not. It is not an amazing show to visually watch. The acting is god awful. But I believe that most people who were criticizing Heartstoppers wasn't just being haters. They weren't just being homophobic, because I do believe there is a lot wrong with this show. But that first, 2-3 months on Twitter, if you had anything but positivity to say about Heartstoppers, the fandom was ripping you apart. They was in your mentions for days, okay? They was camped out in the replies, in the quote tweets, beating your ass, okay? And they were even attacking people who were like, I like the show, but this is a problem. Like, it didn't matter what opinion you had. And again, I feel like most of the criticism of Heartstopper is valid, and I feel like Heartstoppers wasn't criticized enough. I feel like it is perfectly fine to criticize queer media. We don't have enough of it, so it needs to be good. We can't just let shit fly all the time just because, oh, the main characters are queer, the main characters are this or that. No. I feel like we should hold all media to the same standards, and I don't think because we're making media from marginalized people, those media get to be awful. I feel like if anything, those media should always be good because there really isn't a lot. So that was like the first taste of the toxicity of the Heartstopper fandom. I honestly thought it was just because the show just came out and people, were so invested in it. And then maybe in a couple of months, people could look back at it and be like, yeah, this wasn't that great, but I really enjoyed it. No, that did not happen. The Heartstopper fandom, specifically the part of the fandom that watches the show, is absolutely delusional in their feelings on the show. It is not an amazing show. It is it's a CW quality show on Netflix. Like, calm down. Now, the another thing that happened that like I feel like fully cemented how toxic the Heartstopper fandom was when the Heartstopper fandom went against the First Kill fandom. If you don't know what First Kill is a Netflix original show about a vampire hunter who falls in love with a vampire. Both leads are women, so it's another queer show made by Netflix. I'm going to be completely honest, I also really, really, really enjoyed First Kill. I feel like it suffers from the same pitfalls of Heartstoppers because it is a very much so CW quality show. But I do think the acting in First Kill is leaps and bounds better than Heartstoppers. I think what really is a negative for First Kill is the fact that the budget is so small. I feel like if they were given a little bit more money, a little bit more time, the show could have been a lot better. But for what it was a decent first season. And I also feel like Calliope's family, I feel like it's probably one of the best depictions of a black family in a teen vampire, supernatural type of show. I really feel like we don't get many depictions of healthy black families. And I really do feel like Calliope and her family is a great representation. Calliope also, the girl who plays her, is gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young lady. And again, I really enjoyed First Kill. Again, it's not great, but I liked it. I liked it for what it was. It was a good time. When First Kill came out, there was a conversation happening on social media that queer shows with two male leads get a lot more love than queer shows with two female leads. Queer shows with two men, they have gay men watching it, they have other queer people watching it, and then they have like a disproportionate amount of heterosexual women watching it. Versus for lesbian shows, it's mostly just lesbian women, bisexual women. I don't personally see many gay men going up for lesbian shows the way other queer people go up for gay shows. And I feel like the viewership for lesbian shows, fandom wise, is always a lot smaller. When First Kill fans were bringing up that what is absolutely true, that lesbian shows have a tougher time, gaining a fandom, gaining traction, getting a bunch of support, and getting multiple seasons. And they did bring up Heartstoppers as like it is similar in the fact that it's another queer show, and that the Heartstopper fandom is so big, and that so many people gave Heartstopper a chance. The Heartstopper fandom got gutter. Oh, them people, they got fucking gutter as hell. Which I think the big toxicity in the Heartstopper fandom is the straight women, and we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But the heterosexual women who spearhead a lot of the fuck shit that's happening in the Heartstopper fandom. So now you got Heartstopper fans and First Kill fans going at it. I genuinely do feel like Heartstopper fans were refusing to actually listen to the First Kill fans and understand what they were talking about. That there is a history of lesbian shows not getting the same love and support as gay male shows. It is a fact. It is a thing we have watched for years. Because ask yourself, how many people have actually watched The L Word? The original version or the new one? Nobody. Don't nobody seen that shit. Like, it is so... Like, when I meet another person who's watched The L Word, I'm like, you've actually seen it? Like, it's shocking. Because lesbian shows do not get what gay male shows get. And I feel like... it's that thing where people of like who are disenfranchised don't want to accept that they have some form of privilege, whether it's them being cisgender, them being man, them being this or that. Like, they don't want to accept that they have some form of privilege. And it's like, babes, it doesn't stop you from being, a person that goes through things, but you do have some form of privilege. People just don't want to hear shit. This was a conversation of nuance, and Twitter is the place where nuance goes to die. I genuinely do feel like a lot of the Heartstopper fandom was not trying to listen. They weren't listening with their listening ears. They were listening with their argumentative ears and trying to fight and not have the honest conversation that when it comes to ingesting queer media, shows that have gay male characters or shows that queer bait gay male characters always has a huger fan base, a huger following, a lot more push behind it than lesbian shows. Okay? But of course, ain't nobody trying to actually have a real conversation with why you do not want to watch a lesbian show versus a gay show. Don't nobody want to talk about that. Now, unlike Heartstoppers, First Kill was canceled. I was heartbroken. I was devastated. And I did feel like if Heartstoppers could be renewed for 2 more seasons, why couldn't First Kill? I feel like it's similar. I feel like First Kill is similarly as bad as Heartstoppers, but they have better actors and better acting than Heartstoppers. And I really do feel like, given a better budget, could have been really, really good. And a lot of the fans of First Kill was confused and then started another comparison of First Kill versus Heartstoppers. First Kill fans were a little bit confused on what was the reason why First Kill got canceled. Because when First Kill was in the top 10, it had garnered 97.6 million viewing hours. Versus while Heartstoppers was in the top 10, I think it only garnered about 50 something million viewing hours. So it's like a lot of people were watching First Kill. That wasn't a problem. It wasn't like there was no one watching it. Enough people were watching it that you would assume that would carry on into a second season. So why was it canceled? I know some people were trying to say that like the critics for Heartstoppers, like their reviews were better than First Kill. And I will go back to what I said earlier. I feel like Heartstoppers was not critiqued enough. That I think it did have like 100% rating, and I do not know why. Again, I really like Heartstoppers, but the way that critics went so easy on it was insane to me. I think there's a lot to be criticized and a lot wrong with Heartstoppers, and it definitely needed a little bit more lashing than what it got. Now we need to talk about Kit Connor. If you don't know who Kit is, he plays Nick Nelson on Heartstoppers. That is the second main character in the show, in the webtoon. And ever since the show has come out, there has been a lot of speculation surrounding Kit's sexual orientation for some odd and strange reason. Once the show came out and once we were watching the interviews with the cast, fans spent a lot of time speculating on Kit's sexuality, most of it rooted in homophobia and gay stereotypes, which again goes against everything this show is about. I do not understand how you sat there, watched all 8 episodes, possibly even read the webtoon, and you were like, I'm going to speculate on this man's sexuality. Are y'all okay? Not even a man. He's a teenager. How old is Kit? Hold on. I know he's younger than me, but how old is Kit? Kit Connor is... He's 18 years old. He was born 2004. Oh my God. Sorry. He is 18 years old. He is a literal baby. He was born yesterday. And y'all are in this little boy's business. insane. Like I mentioned earlier, Heartstoppers has a disproportionate amount of straight female fans, and I don't think we ever really talk about enough the section of straight women who fetishize gay men and gay relationships. We see it a lot in like anime. Like if you ever talk to like the weird girls of anime and you mention a straight ship, they will bite your fucking head off. They do not play that straight shit over on the anime side. Not everyone's like that. Like I'm not like that, but I do know a lot of girls who like they do not want to talk about straight ships. Never. And then like we saw it with like the Supernatural fans. We saw it with the Teen Wolf fans. A great example is the Marlin fans. Marlin is a show where it was queer baited the entire time. And then when one of the characters was in a relationship with a black woman, listen. Not only was a woman getting in between their queer ship, but a black one was the massage noir. The massage noir on Tumblr at that time when she was introduced as a love interest. Oh, it was gutter on that app. The Marlin girls, nasty down. Now, I wasn't a part of the Marlin fandom, but like I said, I was on Tumblr at that time. So I was witnessing it in real time. Oh my God, you girls need help. And we never talk about this. Straight women's obsession with gay men and gay relationships and how it's so weird and unnerving, and the way that they have kind of moved their way into gay people's business. And when people play gay characters, they have to know your sexuality. They have to know that you're gay so they can like push these weird fantasies onto you. It's so strange. And it's been something that I've watched for a very long time, since I was very young. And when I was a kid, I never really understood it. And then as I got older, and I was like, this is really weird. This is really strange. So now you have a bunch of straight women speculating Kit's sexuality, a bunch of straight women consistently asking him what is his sexual orientation. I think at one point during an interview, he was asked like a roundabout question about it. And he just spent a lot of times following the release of the show Heartstoppers being attacked by fans about his sexuality and why he wouldn't tell them. I'm sorry, like to say this, I feel insane. All of this came to a head when photos were released of Kit and actress Maya Rafiko were seen holding hands. And then the Heartstopper fandom started speculating they were dating. And then the fandom started to promptly foam at the mouth. When I tell you the days following the release of that photo, it was nasty. Those girls was crying and shaking and throwing up. They started saying that Kit was queer baiting, which here y'all go using terms and phrases completely incorrectly. So walk with me right now, all right? Queer baiting is a term that can only be used when you are discussing media. People cannot queer bait, okay? A show can queer bait, a movie can queer bait, a book can queer bait. A person, a real life person, cannot queer bait, especially when you do not know the sexual orientation of that person. The word you are thinking of is pandering. Can a person pander to a group of people? Absolutely. But I think when it comes to sexuality, saying someone's pandering is very, very nasty. And again, we don't know Kit. We don't know Kit personally. We don't know Kit's sexuality. I personally really love Maya. She's in Pretty Little Liars Original Sins. She is my favorite character in that show. So I like to keep updated with her and what she's doing. She also makes really, really dope music. I have to say, if English is not your first language, do not make music in English. Make it in whatever language you are fluent in, because every time y'all do that, that be the best music, okay? And Maya is no exception. She makes music in Spanish, and it is so, so good. But because I really like Maya and I keep up to date with her, I know that Maya and Kit are co-stars in what is the book called that's being turned into a movie? It's called A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow. They're filming that movie in or show. I'm not sure it's gonna be a show or a movie. It's being filmed right now in Paris. They're co-stars. All we know, that photo of them holding hands could have been taken while they were filming. Or they're just simply friends and they hold hands. Maybe it's just me, but I hold hands with my friends. Like, it's not this crazy wild thing. I know y'all believe that men and women can't be friends, but it is possible. I know some of you believe it's not, but it can happen. And I really think this was just blown way, way, way out of proportion. And to this day, Maya and Kit get really nasty comments if they interact with each other on social media. Like, y'all are not okay. Like, at all. Y'all desperately, desperately need help. So after being accused of queer baiting and having people demand they tell them his sexuality, Kit had left Twitter, which I would have done the same thing. Twitter has not been kind to Kit since the show has came out again. It feels like you learn nothing watching all 8 of those episodes. Like, if this is how y'all behaving, are you sure you really like the show? Now, on Halloween, Kit made a return, then swift exit back to Twitter to tell us, "Back for a minute. I'm bi. Congrats for forcing an 18-year-old to out himself. I think some of you missed the point of the show. Bye." Which, I saw some people, like, cheering that he's out. Y'all are not good people. Y'all are actually the worst. Y'all have forcibly outed. You have forced an 18-year-old boy to out himself for what? So you can keep on with your really weird and gross queer fantasies of Kit and his co-star. So you can, like, I don't understand the purpose of desperately needing to know Kit's sexuality. The show still stands gay, straight, bi. Nick Nelson is still Nick Nelson. My brain cannot wrap itself around why you so desperately needed to know this. And some of you are really happy that you've pushed an 18-year-old boy to come out. Do you not feel sick? Do you not feel like a nasty individual that you've bullied someone to out themselves? He is 18 years old, trying to live his life, figure things out. Like, people like to conflate an actor with their characters a lot, especially characters that they are most known for. And when these actors don't live up to that, y'all fall to pieces. You have to understand that just because someone is playing, a gay character, that does not automatically mean that the actor themselves is gay, and vice versa. Just because an actor is playing a straight character does not always mean the actor themselves is straight. I don't fully understand why you cannot separate actors from their characters, but we see it so much on social media. People attacking actors for actions of their characters is insane. You have to separate the two. There's no reason for actors to be getting death threats because of things their characters have done. You need to get it together. As well as, people do not owe you their sexuality. Someone does not have to tell you what they identify as when they meet you. Just because someone's an actor and they're a celebrity and they're a public figure, if they want to keep that to themselves and to their partners and to their families, let them do that. You do not have the right to know anybody's sexuality, celebrity or an everyday person. That is not your business. That has absolutely nothing to do with you. As well as, we need to stop speculating people's sexualities, because all of that is based in stereotypes. And it's just like, did we watch the same show that you are using gay stereotypes to decide whether or not someone is gay or not? It's like you sat there for 8 episodes and absorbed nothing. Absorbed absolutely nothing. If this is how you're behaving on social media, and I just don't understand how such a wholesome show with such good of a message garnered this type of fan base. It is so toxic, it's so nasty, and it goes against everything the show in the webtoon is about. Every lesson that is taught, y'all have disregarded it to just be horrible people. And I don't understand how you found yourselves loving this show and loving these characters if you're such a nasty person. And I feel so bad for the actors of this show that have to interact with you guys. Nothing about this is fun. Being asked 24/7 what is your sexual orientation must be exhausting when you're just 18 years old. You don't even really know who you are yet. Like, and now you're in this huge Netflix show. Listen, actors are still people. Let them be people. No one owes you their sexuality. I know you feel like it's not fair that you won't explicitly say what you are. Oh, well, get over it. Fucking weirdo. Something is desperately not right with y'all. Y'all should really seek help. Like no funny shit. I need you to go talk to somebody because this behavior is not normal. But yeah, that's it for me. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions on the Heartstopper fandom? What other like wholesome shows have a toxic fan base that you want to vent about in the comment section? Are you a part of the Heartstopper fandom? If so, Godspeed. Also, what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on the difference of support of gay male shows versus lesbian shows? I really do think there is a huge disparity in the type of support they get and the fact that gay male shows go on for much longer than lesbian shows. But sound off in the comment section on your guys' opinion on that. But yeah, that's it for me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.